somewhat new and fresh. And this, I think, I don't know, I get a pretty good feeling from down here. We didn't spend a lot of money. We painted the walls, we painted the floors, right? Now, we had to put a new boiler in this house, so this is a brand new boiler, well McLean, right? That's not cheap, but the old one was a dinosaur, it wasn't efficient, and people want efficient means to eat these days. So we put in a new boiler and we put in a new oil tank, if I'm not mistaken. We put
Correct.
in a new oil tank. So that was all new. But if you notice too, right, and we ask our contractors when they clean to clean everything. The ceiling, vacuum all the cobwebs out. If this was an original boiler that was working, we asked them to wipe it all down, clean it, clean all the pipes, make everything look as new as possible. Right? It doesn't always get done perfectly, but just because it's a basement, it's overlooked. A lot of rehabbers just don't bother with basements, but think about it as yourself buying the house and you're walking down the basement. You walk down here, you don't look at this as anything major that needs to be done, but if you saw these old grungy walls and floors that were stained and nasty and cobwebs and God knows what else was hanging from the ceilings, but really for a little bit of money you can have them painted, sprayed out, and the same thing on the floors. And that's all we really did down here. We didn't have to do anything crazy. There was really no structural issues. Actually, there was. Jenny, why don't you take us down here and tell everyone what you did over here? So we did have some structural work that needed to get done here, but not a lot. But I'll let Jenny explain to you guys. You want to listen to her.
Right here, well, in here, the floor joists are 2x6s, and there was some deflection in here, and the span is really too long for you to be having 2x6 floor joists. And even if we went in and put new floor joists in here and replaced them, it still would have been, you still have the same sill height, and you still want to maintain the same floor height, and you don't want to step up. So what we did is we came in and we sistered in LVLs, which are a lot stronger and they're more expensive, but then we didn't have to worry about coming and putting in a beam in between, putting in footings and putting in columns to break up the span in order to make this spans of the 2x6s work. So in all, the LVLs are more expensive, but the cost of putting in the footings, putting in the beam, all of that, it was actually less expensive to sister in the LVL.
And all the good reason we have a good architect engineer on your team, so it costs a little bit of money for them to figure this stuff out, but in the end they save us money because we're not going overboard on what we need to do to fix the structure. Now the LVLs that you're referring to are these beams right here, these orange stained beams. And LVL stands for laminated veneer lumber, and it's almost like, in a sense, maybe kind of like
glue laminated
it's
beam.
a glue laminated beam.
Sheets of plywood.
Yep, sheets of plywood, kind of like.
It used to be called Microlam. Was that the same?
That's a company name,
Yeah,
so
That's-
they're
oh,
different.
okay.
So it's
It's an
still
actual brand.
it's the same kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So nothing major, but just a little bit of structural work to get it right. And whether or not it would have passed, but it doesn't matter. We knew there was a structural deficiency here, and we fixed it and did it right. And that's what you want to do for your end buyers. Always fix things